Welcome. Today's lesson is on swiping, which is the process of collecting and cataloging the best ideas to use for your advertising. It's generally used in marketing and advertising, but it can really apply to any sort of creative endeavor. And all it basically is a file, swipe file, it's called, that contains creatives that you could possibly use in your own efforts, combining them together to create better ideas. And what I see with real estate and realtors is that there's a lot of them need help in this regard. I guess I should say. And so when you have this catalog of creatives that you can kind of go to whenever you're creating an ad, creating a new website, a new landing page, you have a new property. You have this go-to for you that can offer a great amount of value and really help with your business overall, your marketing efforts, and whatever else it might be. So I'm going to kind of show you the process of that, and go from there. So first thing I need you to do is create just a folder on your computer. And then within that folder, just a regular text file. You can name it swipe file, swipe, whatever you like. And we're going to use this folder if we see images that we could possibly reference in the future or get ideas from. We want to save them in this folder. But the main thing that we'll be using is the text file. And so realtors, it's kind of a unique space to be in because there's so many realtors and there's such a fast turnover rate. It's a bit of saturation, right? Like there's a lot of people involved in that industry, but same thing with marketing. But what I like to say is that there might be a saturation, but there's no saturation of greatness, and you can make a few very easy changes to really make dramatic improvements to your overall business. And the idea of the swipe file, it's collecting the best ideas or really good ideas that relate to your industry to use in the future. And with realtors, there's so many potential sources to pull from, what realtor websites, direct mail, if you're actual physical postcard in the mail, that could be used in the future maybe, but there's most of the stuff that's out there. It's just not very good. They just don't understand advertising. And what you want to do right away is go after the best realtors, figure out who the best people in your space are, and then see what they're doing, and then catalog that to use for future reference, right? So what I want you to do is just do a Google search for like top selling realtors or, most expensive real estate being sold, but top selling realtors is probably going to be the best way to go. And then just find a website sort of like this. We're looking for actual, volume, not transactions. I mean, transactions are also good, but there's if you're a realtor and you're selling multi-million-dollar pieces of property, generally, not always, but generally, you have a good marketing person on your staff, right? You understand how to create good ad copy. You might understand a bit about the images and media a little bit better. So those are definitely better sources to go to. Whereas if you're direct competitor who's a local real estate person, let's say, might not have that same sort of setup. So let's see. So just find a list of realtors like this, and I've already opened up a few of these to give you some ideas. But I mean, these are huge numbers. What I would suggest is doing a bunch of different locations, several different locations, just because the wording can differ from state to state, location to location. So Los Angeles, New York, Texas, a few of those, and so you can kind of get a few different sort of creative ideas. Obviously, if you're in commercial real estate or if you're in some specific niche, you can really hone in on that. But just general, very successful agents like these are going to give you a lot of really good examples. So let's take a look here. So this is the top selling realtor in America, I think. Yeah. And what we're going for is her actual property listings. So let's take a look. 42 million, that's not bad. So let's take a look at her property listing here. And what we want to pull from this is unique wording or unique descriptive text that you could possibly use in the future. Okay, a residential masterpiece. This will make sense. Makes sense soon enough, I promise. Good. Okay. So yeah, I just pulled a few pieces of text that kind of stood out to me. You will want to do this. A residential masterpiece, enchanting rooftop terrace with spectacular views of. And then let's check out some more of a property here. Unlike any other apartment in New York City. Okay, copy that. So what this will end up being is, it's a bit tedious and time consuming, but what you'll have is this file that you can go to time after time whenever you have a new property that goes up, a new website, a new advertisement, whatever it might be. And let's say that your property has a rooftop terrace, right? Or maybe it's an older building. You can use the wording a residential masterpiece. This is only three. Eventually we'll have a lot more that we can pull from, but it's kind of doing that upfront work that's a bit, I'm sure I'm missing a lot on these. I'm not really reading in extreme detail. I'm just kind of showing as an example. Okay, so that's a good one. So this is a $32 million piece of property. They're going to be very careful about the wording, right? There's probably a lot of people involved in this sort of a transaction. She probably has people on her team. She probably has a marketing person. So this ad copy is just going to be of a higher caliber for someone that doesn't, have that on their within their business. You can organize these a bit more as well. You'll see websites. Let's say you go to a realtor's website and they have a really good description of their business, right? Or there's something that you like. Include that within the swipe file as well. That can be included within future campaigns. So you can have, your homepage, or you can have an about us page and just enter text underneath, and you can use that for any kind of reference. And you'll be surprised in ongoing, the ad copy that might apply to a property. You can use that wording within, your description for your own business or whatever it might be. So let's do one more of hers because she's got some nice properties to look at. Dramatically and beautifully designed. Okay. Let's check out some other realtors, see what they got going on. Okay, a rare and secluded paradise in the hills of Malibu, but just in the hills of. I'm going to show an example in just a bit. I'll take just a property from Zillow that's not one of these that I'm pulling from, that's kind of has a basic description, and see how we can kind of add this information from the swipe file to make it really stand out. I know this is the most exciting video, but I swear this is really valuable stuff. This is a little too wordy for my liking, but if you see stuff that you like, you can always take. And there's the possibility you'll use it in the future, but just it's a little like kind of overly descriptive and fluffery for my liking. Let's go check out another real estate agents. Yeah, so here's an example. This is really good ad copy that you could potentially use for your own website. Obviously, don't just copy and paste it to your site, but you're going to have it within your swipe file, and you're going to see how we kind of mix everything up and make it even better. You can see, I mean, these realtors or the people doing their marketing, they know what they're doing. This is really descriptive, really visual. They're very sensory descriptions of the property. Notice they're really not like pushing numbers or financing or anything kind of logical. It's a very trying to get the person in the feeling of being in the home, right? So you can see the wording is a bit unique. This is not a piece of property in Southern California, like some of the other properties we were looking at. This is Southampton. It's a little the very best vein. It's just worded differently, right? So there's you want to make sure that you're speaking to your customer base and using their same sort of terminology, but there's potentially a lot that you can draw from these properties that are not in your With swipe files, it's kind of something that you would grow ongoing. I wouldn't, you don't have to sit down for an entire day and go through websites and collect all this sort of these creatives. It's something that you add to. I have just physical mail. I have several, well over a dozen probably now by now, of manila folders that are just direct mail advertisements. That I use for reference. Digital. I don't even know how many I have, but it's a lot. This is a really valuable reference to go to whenever you're creating ads or you're doing any sort of. You don't have to be a luxury real estate person to use this ad copy either. I mean, this is just quality ad copy that can potentially be applied to whatever you're doing. I mean, it could be apartments, it can be commercial real estates, in lots of cases. It's just good to have this collected. So that's why you want to do a lot of different realtors, because if they're writing the ad copy or their team's writing the ad copy for all their properties, it's going to sound fairly significant. So yeah, just do that process for realtors. If there's a specific sort of property that you're specializing in, definitely get a lot of those realtors as well. But really go after the top real estate people and see what they're doing, right? And then catalog that, and then we can see how we improve upon it. So let's see. Yeah, it's probably pretty good for enough ad copy, just for example. You would have a lot more ad copy also. I mean, this is not enough ad copy to really work from, but it's a good starting point to show, just as an example. I also pulled up Zillow, and then these are the most expensive homes on there, just to kind of look at some of these for possible reference. But really what would be better is if you could go to the realtors' websites, just because they'll usually have other properties that are also really expensive, so you have a lot more sort of ad copy to choose from. Here it's just the description, which is good, but an unparalleled offering. I mean, that's grandiose, but it's good. So, Greenville's house, okay. So you can go through the Zillow real estates, but this is just kind of something you want to keep in the back of your mind whenever you're looking at properties, whenever you're looking at realtors' websites, or just if you come across a good advertisement or good descriptive wording, you want to capture that, including your swipe file. That way, it can be used in future reference. So we now have a good amount of copy that we've gotten from product descriptions and realtor websites that's descriptive, visceral, and that we could possibly use for other campaigns. So what I'm going to do is, this is a property listing, $2 million home, and this is just nothing necessarily wrong with this description. It's just it's a bit subpar. It's not as visceral as it could be. So I'm going to copy this this description, and then I'm going to go and use our swipe file and make it sound a bit better and more likely to convert people that read it. So let's see. Come take a look. Recently and steadily rejuvenated. You won't believe the transformation. I'll just give her that. Prime location, the Hollywood Riviera, short walk to Riviera Village and the local incredible beaches. So that's a good description, but there's no feeling, right? Like I don't really feel anything. Experience the Hollywood Riviera lifestyle in a remodeled Spanish home, just moments away to the sandy beach where you'll relax and enjoy all the Pacific Ocean has to offer. Swimming, sunbathing, surfing, all the descriptions. So that's putting you in it more, right? Instead of saying, oh, it's a short walk to the beach. Just imagine being there. And I'm also talking in the present, where you'll as if it's actually happening, right? Not a potential thing, but as a it is happening. And this sort of ad copy is probably used to describe a mansion, right? Like a very expensive mansion, but it applies just as much to this home as well. You can say luxurious, you can say impeccable design. That's a subjective sort of describer, right? I mean, it depends on who's seen it. I mean, it's not a bad description for this sort of home. So you can definitely take a lot from these property descriptions for higher end properties. Okay, so what we have here is a combination from all the different material within our swipe file, right? And this isn't even really much of a swipe file. It's only 80 lines. As you add to this ongoing, it's going to be a pretty substantial amount of copy that you might want to categorize and have. Just here's a homepage ad copy. Here's product description ad copy, and potential marketing material ad copy, because it can get pretty large after a while once you add to it. I've been doing this for about 20 years, and I have dozens of these sorts of files and actual physical manila folders with material in it as well. So just going through and picking stuff that would add a visceral experience and just make it read better, right? So looking at the first piece of ad copy for this property, we're looking at, come take a look, all caps. Recently and silently rejuvenated, you won't believe the transformation. Prime location, the Hollywood Riviera, short walk to the Riviera Village and local incredible beaches. Remodeled Spanish home with resort-style rear view, perfect to lounge or relax in, complete with swimming pool, large patios, and built-in barbecue area. Excellent curb appeal. Miraculously maintained. Okay, so get the idea. It's not too. There's no story there. There's no sensory feeling. And what I've tried to do using the swipe file is create more of a sensation when you're reading the ad copy, and a bit of a story, right? So it's like I want to feel like I'm walking through the home and experiencing the home, not so much reading a description of it, right? And so this is what I came up with just off of the ad copy we've collected. Experience the Hollywood Riviera lifestyle. The true Spanish architecture is perfectly blended with today's modernities. Okay, boy, I had problems with that word. In the most complimentary way. Just moments away to the sandy beach where you'll relax and enjoy all the Pacific Ocean has to offer. Swimming, sunbathing, surfing, diving, paddling, kite and windsurfing, and much more. As a straight out of a magazine, this luxurious modern Spanish style residence is completely impeccable. From its spectacular facade and architecture features to the expansive layout with decadent details. Step inside the over 2,305 foot square 4-bedroom and 3-bedroom interior, where the vast entertaining areas showcase volumes ceilings soaring above a combination of stone and oak flooring. That might not be completely accurate, but just, you definitely want to edit this to make sure that it's completely correct for your property, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty close. Sun flooded in every direction. Meticulous detail and luxurious finishes beautifully combined in this traditional contemporary masterpiece. I do this so you're kind of just mixing that up and making it your own. Soaring indoor spaces blend with expansive outdoor living areas. Sure to delight the home chef. A contemporary kitchen has top-of-the-line stainless steel appliances, sleek cabinetry, and marble countertops. Let's just move this up here a little bit. When you write this, I mean, every draft you want to read it out loud, change it around. You're going to do several drafts of this. Hopefully, I would say write this and let it sit for a while. Think about it. Come back to it a few days later. That's not always possible, but when you can, spend a little bit of time on this, and it can really become some fantastic ad copy that will convert very well and make you a lot of money. Soaring indoor spaces blend with expansive outdoor living areas. Sun flood in every direction. Step out to your large deck and large deck and patio. It's a large deck and patio. Hang on. I guess it would be okay. Sun flood in every direction. Step out to your large deck and patio to enjoy your private sanctuary. Magnificent pool. The magnificent. Magnificent pool, the world unto itself. That's good. Surrounded by lush landscape and lawns. I don't know if that's true. Let me check with this property here. Oh, you got some. No, okay, just landscape. Landscape. The superiority quality of the residence is undeniable. Clean charm and privacy around every corner. This jewel should not be missed. Change. Yeah, that's really the process. You can kind of see the difference between these two pieces of copy or descriptions for this property. I'm going to include this text file next to the video, so that way you can just compare the two. I can also, if you want to, I'll include the swipe file. But really, the swipe file is something that you got to kind of do yourself and build on ongoing. It's really learning that process and being mindful when you see good material out there that you can collect and catalog. It's really all it is. And then as this builds, your copy is going to get better and better. For every property that you're listing, you're going to, so you do a little bit of this process. You spend a few hours adding to your swipe file, looking at different properties and getting better content that you can pull from and cataloging it. All of your future properties are going to sound better, right? Your website's going to improve, your advertising is going to improve because you have this great material that you can pull from. And you don't have to stress about sitting around and trying to come up with ideas for marketing campaigns and how to describe the properties. So, like, let's say you have the Spanish style home, and you've been doing this for a year, and you've been adding to your swipe file. You'll probably have a few pages just describing Spanish style details, right? Or if you specialize in a certain area, there's certain describers of that area that are going to be really unique and valuable to you. You'll have a whole collection of them. So it's something that just kind of grows as your business grows and you add more properties. So yeah, I hope that was insightful, and that's what I got for swipe files. And I will add those 2 text files next to this video so you can check them out. And see you on the next one. Thanks.